Hi friends, this is Elizabeth and I am going to show you today how I'm going to take a classic 2018 planner and redate it and repurpose it to be a business planner. So today I'm going to be redating the classic for business. Here are some of the things that you're going to need. The tools I'm using today are going to be this silhouette spatula for sticker lifting, the slice tool, which will help me if any of the stickers need to be cut or if I need to cut some washi extra thin. I have two washi. I have the MT white matte washi, and I have this masked wash from Marks, which has an Aurora Borealis on it. I thought those were pretty cool. I have a variety of pens and erasers. This is my favorite eraser, the Staedtler Mars plastic eraser, so we'll be using that today as well. And then we have the stickers that we're going to use for the majority of the redating. All of the ones I'm showing you today are from Chelsea Brown Designs, though I do use some other stickers that you'll see in the Pro video and the Compact video. We're going to be using Chelsea's tabs in the color scheme Megan. We're going to be using some to-do stickers that are left over from last year when I had a classic. This color palette is Brittany. We're going to be using the January kit that Chelsea did for 2019. We're also going to be using some leftover stickers from the October monthly kit that Chelsea did. And we have the Clayton palette for our timeline headers. We have the weekly timeline start for 2019 that I don't actually need, and I'll tell you why. But if you are redating a Monday start, you will want these. Or if you're doing a Sunday start to a Sunday start, you'll also want to make sure you have a set of these. I've got some habit trackers, and I'll explain why I'm using a Monday start habit tracker this year. I've got our week at a glance for 2019 stickers. And I have our weekly. I'm going to show you how I'm going to redo 1 week and 1 month in my planner. So now that you know what we will be using, let me get these back together and we will get started. But first things first, let's dive into Passion Planner Classic Planner with an eco sleeve to it. I know there were some people who had issues last year with opening and closing it. Another video, I will show you how to fix that if you got a bunch of ecos during the warehouse sale. I'll also show you how we're going to fix this page here. But first things first, we're going to get to January. This is last year's calendar, so what I did is I bought a Sunday start for 2019 or Sunday start 2018 to use as a Monday start 2019. And if you don't know why, I'm going to explain this. Unless it's a leap year, your Sunday start date, which is the 31st of December last year, will be the Monday start date in 2019. In 2019, Monday will be the 31st. So a Sunday, because it's not a leap year and we have 365 days, this entire book does not need to be redated. We're just going to move the dates over. So it's kind of a quick way to do this if you like a Monday start or you want to try doing a Monday start, get last year's Sunday start. This will be a slightly different process if you use a Sunday to Sunday start. If you're a Sunday start person and you use last year's Sunday or Monday start. And same thing if you're a Monday start person, you use last year's Monday. You're going to have a few extra steps here. The first thing we're going to do is put on our tabs for the month. Now, I like to have the tab on the left-hand side when I am flipping through my planner. Some people prefer to have it over on the right-hand side. It is absolutely a personal preference. So what we're going to do is we have this handy little helper here. And here's the thing. I am totally all thumbs when it comes to this. If you watch other videos, you're going to see people who can do a really awesome job with this. I am really kind of awful at setting up my tabs. or just being able to keep this straight. And I'll show you a second way to do this as well. But the first way that you can do this is take your pencil. This is a Faber-Castell drafting pencil, and you can just mark where these lines are. Now I don't have to worry about holding this thing in place, because I'm not going to be able to hold that thing in place at all. And also that way I don't have to hold on to it while I'm doing the rest of my planner. You can, if you want to put stickers here, sticker this entire thing first and then put the tab on top if you're going to be covering this area. I'm not, so I'm just going to get started. How I like to do the tabs is I like to bend them first, because once again, I'm kind of all thumbs when it comes to these things. So I kind of bend it first like this. So that way I can make sure that I'm going to be putting that the right way, because this would not be the first time I have put the month on upside down. Then I line it up with my pencil marks. Make sure I didn't do multiple pages, because I've done that before. And we just press down. Okay, January is now tabbed. And now I can grab my eraser and just get rid of those marks. Real simple. And everybody has a different way to do this. If the tool that Chelsea includes works for you, that's great. I just am not coordinated enough to do that. And I will definitely show you another way that you can do that in just a second. Now, if you're also like me and you're all thumbs, another way that you can do this is with a binder clip. I got this from Two Hands Papery in Boulder. I think you can find them on other websites as well. Jet Pens, I think, might have these. I'm not really sure. I like the wire ones because while they're really good, they can really firmly hold in place. They just look pretty and they make me happy. It makes me happy when things look pretty. So what you can do, once again, you see where we line this up, right, with the top. And then I would slide it back like I did before. And then I'm just going to clip it in place. This way I could still take the tab off, do whatever I need to do, line it up. I don't have to put pencil on my paper, and this isn't going to move anywhere. If the tab moves, the paper moves with it. And if you're going to be like me and you have to kind of pull it up to put the tab on because you're anal like that, this is another way to do it where you don't have to mark on the paper. So that's another option for you. We've got January's tab on. Now the next thing that we're going to do is set up the kit. And I usually work top down because things tend to get layered as we go down. Like the stickers for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will end up on top of the strip at the top. So with these stickers, they are meant to cover the entirety of the top line here. So we're just going to line it up and push it down. Keep it right on the line there. And the nice thing is that Chelsea did design this one for the classic, so it fits rather nicely. And we'll just do the same thing on the other side. I apologize if my head gets in the way here. This is my first video, just so you know, for doing a fashion planner. So I haven't really figured out where I should be in the frame. I would love your comments. If you have anything you'd like to see, any improvements I could make. If I need to talk slower, let me know. I'm from New Jersey, so I do talk a little bit fast. So we've got our top done. Once again, I work top down. So the next thing I'm going to do is cover up our sidebar here. And this is pretty simple. It's about just line up the top sticker with the bottom sticker. And then with large stickers like this, and I do use half-page stickers as well, I'm just going to very slowly roll this down. And I see I did misalign this ever so slightly. My spatula has two uses. One is to put down stickers, but the other, and this works better with smaller stickers, is to pull them back up if there's a misalignment. And when you're working with paper, that can happen. We'll just smooth it down. Ta-da. There we go. So far, so good. Okay. Now, if you know me, you know that I cannot do anything by the book. I cannot follow the rules. and as I said before, January is more of a blue teal color month, so I'm taking these stickers from last October's kit. I didn't use the Sunday through Saturday stickers last year because October's orange. Chelsea. I'm totally kidding. Once again, I'm synesthetic about my months and what colors they are. Orange in my mind will always be associated with October, so I couldn't use a lot of this. But I do keep all of my stickers, regardless of how small the amount left is. I always keep them because there's probably something that I can reuse them for, and I'm really big on repurposing. I'll even cut the white part and repurpose that as a blank sticker if I need to white out something. Now, while this says Sunday, remember we are repurposing this as a Monday start. Now we have a problem. These are strips. They are strips of sticker, so we're gonna have a small problem here, right? That is where our handy dandy slice tool is gonna come in. And like with the other thing, with the other section, there are several ways that you can do this, like when we were putting the tabs on. For me, I'm going to do line it up with what date it should go on. Okay. Now remember, Chelsea stickers are not removable, so you have to be careful with this. I'm going to put this right on the edge here. Cool. And then I'm going to get out my 6-inch ruler. Just use it as a straight edge. And if I wasn't doing a video, I would probably use my X-Acto knife and have this pre-measured out, but I wanted to show you how you can do it if you don't have an X-Acto knife. And I already made a mistake, but that's okay, because you know what, mistakes happen. It's a planner. It's not the end of the world. I'm just going to run over it 2 or 3 times. And voila! I can move my Sunday. Come on, Sunday. I can move Sunday down here. I might move Sunday up a little bit. I prefer everything to be lined up with the end when I'm doing these things so that I have a clear, I can overlap elsewhere. Oops, and I pulled up some of the paper. That happens, it's okay. Cover that right up with a sticker. No problem so far. We're going to do the same thing with our other sheet. And what I'm going to do this time to try and prevent that from happening is peel off a bit of the bottom here. So we have a non-stick surface here. And we're going to do the, ooh, we ripped. That's okay. We can fix it. We have the technology. It's called stickers. We're just going to line that up right there. Once again, we're going to put our paper right here. Now that we have it as a non-stick surface. Get our nice straight edge out so we'll have a sharp, crisp line. If you like the bloopers, let me know. I'm leaving them in to show you that, you know, not everybody's perfect. If you'd prefer a perfect video, let me know, and next time I'll make sure to edit out my bloopers. 3 cuts. Pull. And put it back on. You have a little bit of, this can happen sometimes, you get a little bit of a fragment of paper and then you just very slightly use your tool, maybe a fingernail. You're a little paranoid about cutting through the bottom here, but, or if you just don't want to get your head in the camera. Just use little cuts and then you can use your spatula tool to kind of scrape away where you cut it. And I've actually cut, there we go. All right, so we now have it redated, and all of these dates are now correct. It's pretty impressive, right? And we can keep going with putting our stickers on. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3 down here. This one is going to be ever so slightly off, but that's okay because we don't have to use our wintry trees, though I really did want to use them. So I think we'll just do the same thing. We're going to cut some more stickers to make them fit. I had a 6-week start apparently kit for January, and this is a 5-week for this past year. So here's how I'm going to fix that. We have our white matte washi tape. And we're going to put some down here. Like so. Once again, our ruler has a straight edge and our slice tool. This is why I think our slice tool is absolutely invaluable. Make sure you're cutting with the sharp side. I have tried to cut with the dull side of the ceramic blade before. That doesn't work out so well. Okay. If you want it to be extra super white, then you could do another layer. Or if we want to do it at the top, because I'm not really sure where I want to place these stickers quite yet, we'll just put these down. Come on. Doesn't always work the first time. It's okay. Cool. Ooh. Okay. The nice thing about the kit is that for the most part, these dates aren't going to change. So, at the very least, we can use the date covers. Mostly. And this is where our tool here will come in handy. Because I can use this tool to get this lined up. I am right-handed, and this is, because I can't bend over the paper completely, this is kind of awkward. But I can use this here to get that lined up. See how, ooh, can move a bit. Go. Our New Year's Day stickers on. Get our Martin Luther King Day sticker on. Since it's a bit closer to me and I don't have to lean over, I can use this correct-handedly. And the other really nice thing about this spatula tool, in addition to helping me get that really flush, is that if you see here I need to just nudge it a little bit, I can just nudge it, usually, with the spatula tool, and that'll move it down where my fingers wouldn't be able to nudge it without damaging the sticker. Okay, so we've got this masked off, because we're going to take these stickers here, and I wasn't sure when doing these if I wanted to put it at the bottom or the top. I think I like the white at the top better, so we're going to go with white at the top. So now I've taken a kit that was for a 6-week and I've turned it into a 5-week kit by using some washi tape. And then we can do the same up top. We will have to cut the sticker though, but I already showed you how to do that. So up top, washi. And the really nice thing I like about the MT washis is that they pull up really easily, so I can leave it like that while I grab my tools. It's not going to destroy the paper. One, two, no, this isn't going to be quite even, 3 cuts. That's okay. It's very wabi-sabi. I like imperfections. It's all good. And we're pulling off a small strip again. Once again, Chelsea stickers don't always cut all the way through, and you can either pull it off, and if you get a little bit extra, you can use your slice tool to cut through that, because cutting machines aren't always the best. I'm going to line it up again, and you can use your spatula tool if you prefer. We're going to use our non-stick paper again, right on the edge. Sticker down. Ruler. I use a metal ruler. I used to use plastic, the cheap plastic ones you can get at Michael's. I personally hate Michael's. I know that's a heresy to say, but it's true. I don't like the way they treat their employees. Making them work on Thanksgiving is just awful. It's why I don't shop at Macy's either. But you can get a nice metal ruler like this at an office supply store or at Jet Pens. I absolutely recommend Jet Pens. Or shop small like I did. I got the slice tool at Two Hands Papery in Boulder. So do about 3 cuts if you need a little bit extra, because sometimes the sticker doesn't want to cooperate, and that's okay. I don't always want to cooperate either. I'm clearly quite contrary. There we go. Cool. So, we've got our kit in the colors I wanted, redated. For the bottom, you're going to take our sticker here, because we're not going to really do personal projects. But I'm not going to use this because this is my business planner. So, like I said, we're going to have some extra stickers left over. That's okay. I'm all about using extra stickers for other things. I think that I'm going to leave that in case I want to have a master to-do list for the month for my business. And instead we're going to line this up over here. Your ruler may or may not help you. And one of the things I do like my ruler for is to, with these large stickers, when I'm keeping them in line, also keeping the air bubbles out, because you can get these air bubbles and they're very obnoxious and it makes it hard to write on the sticker. So there we are. There is January. Now, once again, we're not doing personal and work projects. This whole thing is going to be for a work project. So if I wanted, I could use a sticker to cover those up. I could also use my washi tape. I'm going to choose to use a sticker, and I'm going to get a sheet that I didn't have out. I will use a sheet of Chelsea's stickers here. You can also, if you get the timelines from Chelsea that don't have a date on them, or a time on them, you can use those instead. I'm just going to line it up. Once again, I've got extra, but that's just going to make it one continuous line across the bottom, and I actually prefer that. This will match my top sticker. We have one continuous line across the bottom now, which I quite prefer. So, January is officially done. It is set up. I can use the side for whatever I want. If you don't want to use this at all, if you're setting up a business planner, you can just use a block of like white sticker paper that you can buy at Staples and just have this completely whited out. Whatever you want to do. I'm feeling pretty good with how I have my January lined up. So now that we have the main month of January lined up, I'm going to show you how we'll do one of the weeks. So we'll just start with the first week of January because that makes life easy. Now, as I said before, if you are a Monday start person and you buy the previous year's Sunday start, you don't have to redate any of this. You just have to change the days of the week because it'll now be Monday the 31st instead of Sunday the 31st. It's kind of a cheat. It's up to you whether or not you like it or you kind of feel like you're cheating on that way. What we're going to start with is our days of the week. Once again, we're doing this as a Monday start. Now there's a couple things you could do here. You could cut off the little square here and just have the gray showing, just to redate the date. You could actually take an X-Acto knife or your slice tool and just cut out the white square so that the date shows through if you're being incredibly lazy. But there are stickers that you can get from Panda Bear Designs or Panda Bird, I think it's Panda Bird Designs. I'll have to double check that you can just sticker a date onto there. I'm not feeling that at the moment. I'm just going to redate. This will show you how redating works. Ta-da! One of the advantages, though, is that since the date on the left-hand side here, it says week 1, does not have the Sunday or Monday on it, I don't actually have to redate this. However, you might want to. Last year I got a bunch of the rose gold stickers and I had this all rose gold and it was very, very cool. But you don't have to redate it if you don't want to. I do have the stickers here because I want to show you how redating works. So we're going to do it. I don't have to do this, obviously. As you can see, it's the exact same date. But I think it just looks cleaner to have it in the lighter font, to have it in the, that was black, now it's in like a dark gray, and I just like it. I think it works better with the color scheme I'm doing. Our this week's focus box, we're going to cover that right up because in my business I don't need a this week's focus box. These are the Monday dated 2019 stickers from Chelsea Brown Designs, and we're just going to stick that down to get rid of that box. There we go. Our good things that happened, I'm not going to use that in my business. And we're going to use a mint colored sticker, the to-do list headers, to just cover that one right on up. This is a little bit smaller, and for anything smaller, I definitely want to use my spatula. As so. Once again, if you mislay it or you get an air bubble, you can also use the spatula to kind of pull it up, which is very nice. That's why we like the spatula tool. Okay, cool. So far, so good. Now, this is my business planner. One of the things is I have daily tasks that I have to do Monday through Friday. I don't have to do them on the weekends. And what I'm going to do is just use my weekly habit tracker sticker to turn this into my daily to-do list for work. And once again, these are not removable, so I recommend either having extras or having a spatula tool so that if you accidentally mess them up like I just did, you can use that spatula tool, and it's really handy to kind of scrape that up. You will sometimes tear the sticker doing this, you will sometimes tear the paper doing this, but generally speaking, you're going to have a much easier time using your spatula tool than if you just kind of tried to do it yourself. And like I said, your other option, of course, is to just cover that sticker with another sticker. The problem of working with paper, paper is not good about, it's a little flexible, so putting a sticker over some paper can sometimes kind of suck. And I think that does cover up my 1030. That makes me a little sad that I just place this sticker. But so it goes. So it's okay. Everything is going to be just fine. For my personal to-do list side, I'm actually really bummed out about this. Let me see if I can scrape it up. Haha. I can just get it off the time, because I screwed this up. And that's okay. We don't care about mistakes so much. Okay. And then what we can do is we can cut it. Because I'm all about cutting my stickers. My stickers are not sacred. I really don't care about cutting them. They're mine. I paid money for them. They'll do what I want. So, we'll go back at our nice non-stick paper. Since I didn't actually ruin the date, huzzah, slide that under there. Cover that there. That's nice and jacked up. Get our ruler and our slice tool. Now here's where you might want to have a board or something when you're starting off at the beginning of the year or when you're getting toward the end of the year and it's a little bit harder to kind of have that nice, it's going to be kind of hard to have like a hard surface for it to lay on so that you can cut appropriately sometimes. And I'm just going to put a little book under here. So now this is much more even so that I can slice better. And I'm just going to slice it right where it's right at the top here. When you have something hard underneath the slice tool, or under the page that the slice tool's on, makes it a little bit easier to press firmly and get a clean line. You don't want to press too firmly. The slice tool will cut through multiple pages, as some people have found out, myself included. So press firmly, but not too firmly. The slice tool will eventually get dull also with enough repeated use, and then you're going to just go buy a new one. There aren't replacement blades for it as of right now. There we go. It's a little sad looking, but that's okay. Everything is always okay because we have washi tape that we can use to fix that. We're going to use a lot of washi tape today, or on this project I should say. I'm going to cover up where it says personal to-do list. I'm going to measure it out here. I might ever so slightly cover up the number. Oh no, it doesn't, yay. And then I can actually just keep going. Here. And then I can actually just trim it right where I want it to be, which in this case, I'm going to find that edge there. There it is. Blade down. Voila. Problem fixed. Now, what am I going to do over here? Excellent question. Imaginary person who asked that. This is where our to-do list headers come in. I think a nice turquoise to do will be very nice. And I can either put it there, or if I want to cover up that little ripped edge on my washi, I can also put it sideways. Or at a jaunty little angle, which is my preference. Ta-da! So now I have my weekly to-dos, and my tasks that I have to do every day, like, check on my marketing, post on social media, I can just list those all out here and check them off as the day goes, rather than having a checklist and having to write them out 7 times every day. So using the habit tracker like a checklist, and then this is more for projects or one-off to-dos. And so basically that's how you're going to redate your planner. You'll keep doing that for the rest of the year, so that eventually you'll have all of your dates in a row. Now you can also, if you're redating your planner, you can put stickers over the days of the week to make sure that they match the appropriate days. Last thing I'm going to show you today is how I'm going to fix the year at a glance page. The year at a glance page obviously is 2018-2019, which is going to be a bit of a problem. So what we're going to do is I've got these 2 calendars that I bought on Etsy, and I printed on some glossy sticker paper. And we're going to cut them down to be a classic Passion Planner size from letter size. Now, as you can see, height-wise, a letter size sheet of paper will work just fine, but width-wise, we've got a good amount of hangover. So, hangover, overhang, don't know what we call that. Regardless, what we're going to do is we're going to trim these suckers down. I've got my cutting mat here. Let's get it the correct side up. I've got my self-healing cutting mat here. I've got my 2 stickers. I have a plastic T-square. I wish I had a metal one, but I don't. It's the plastic T-square. And I've got my trusty X-Acto knife for this job. We'll start with the 2019 one. The Passion Planner is a little over 22 centimeters across by my best measurement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the paper, which comes out to 22, a little less than 22, and the Passion Planner is 21. So I'm going to take about a ½ centimeter off each side. This will actually put it a little undersized, but I'd rather be undersized than have an amount that's hanging over. So the nice thing about having a T-square is that I can just measure it right up to the paper here to get a very close, accurate measurement. I'm going to do about a ½ inch off each side. So, and I would usually use a pencil here, but I'm going to be cutting, so it doesn't really bother me too much. And then we'll take a ½ centimeter off the other side. So again, I would usually measure with a pencil, but I am so not bothered right now. Okay. This mat has been sitting under my desk for some time. It's curling up, so I'm going to use the wrong side of the mat because it's going to make me a lot happier to just use the wrong side of the mat. I would not advise doing this, but it's your choice. So, we go. We take our T-square, make sure it's along the lines, the edge of the papers to keep everything nice and level. Get it all sized up there. And then we're going to just do a cut. X-Acto knife, so it should just take about 1 pass. And I do this very slowly so that I can realign my fingers to keep the T-square pushing down on it. And then we just do the same thing with the other side. Take our T-square, line it up to the X-Acto mark that I made earlier. Just lay down here. There it is. Make sure everything's in alignment, and then we're just going to cut. Come on. Sticker paper is a bit of a finicky beast. Sometimes it doesn't want to cut. So, if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, this will be a lot easier for you to do. Okay, voila. It's a little uneven, but I'm not concerned by that so much. We're going to do the same thing on our 2020 calendar. Super simple. We're just going to cover this up. I don't need a space of infinite possibility on my business calendar. How I like to do this and you may have a different preference. We didn't make a complete cut there. That's okay though. We will get that sorted just now. Once again, if you don't mind the bloopers, tell me. If you do mind these little bloopers where I'm making mistakes, tell me. I will make a more professional video, or I'll make a totally like, oh, look at me making mistakes video, depending on whatever you want. So the way I prefer to do this is to take my sticker paper, make sure we've got the clean cuts, or as clean as we can get them. I like to put a large sheet like this onto my paper by folding down a little bit on the back there, so you have the sticky and the sticker back. And then if you want to use the T-square, I think that's a great idea. I'm probably not going to today. Probably, I say. I like to line up with the edge of the single sheet that I'm applying it to. When you have multiple sheets, you might accidentally end up lining it up with a different sheet. I'll make sure that it doesn't overlap onto the other page. In this case it did, and I already got the sticker stuck. So, once again, if you don't like the bloopers, please tell me. If you do like the bloopers, let me know. We put it down very flat here, and then we just start moving the page out like this. This will reduce the amount of bubbles that you're likely to see. You can also take your T-square if you have one, and just follow it like that. As you can see, we've got a little bit of overlap on the spine here because I screwed up when lining it up here. But that's okay. And you can also see here what I was saying before about you get bubbles on your paper sometime when you do this. That's why I like the T-square, to smooth them out when you're putting it down. But with the early pages in the Passion Planner, they don't really lay flat. So I'm just going to flatten it out with my T-square now. I'm going to probably cover this page up with like blank paper at some point, so I don't really care that it is messed up as long as my sticker looks good on this side. And then we're just going to do the exact same thing. Well, not the exact same thing. We're going to hope it's nicer, a nicer fit with the 2020 calendar. But now our year at a glance is appropriately dated. So now I will have trouble closing the Eco? I don't know. There we go. One totally redated planner. So we have our year at a glance page redated, our monthly has been semi-redated, and our weekly has been semi-redated. If you like this video, please like it, leave a comment. Once again, tell me if you like the bloopers or if you want a perfect video and I will shoot it however you want. And also tell me what else you're looking to see or learn about Passion Planners and how to do them. My name's Elizabeth. You can follow me on Instagram at ERW_plans, or you can follow me online. My soon-to-be website is erwplans.com.